Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac. We're not gonna random today, because you know what? Isaac is randomness enough for me. He carries randomness in his pocket with him on a daily basis. You don't need to random to gamble if you were playing as Isaac, because every single item room is a gamble. Life's a gamble. Holy shit, we're in a Cellar XL floor with the D6 already charged, and we just got a golden key. That saves us a whole lot of if, when, and where about our key situation. Let's check out our first item room. It contains the razor blade. Well, there's our if, and the answer to it is yes, and our when right now, and our where. We reroll the razor blade in 2 piercing shots, which is actually one of my favorite items in the game. I would say I wouldn't necessarily call it underrated, but it just doesn't show up all that often. So, you know, piercing shots has the potential to allow you to create some really interesting runs. In particular, it's kind of like the poor man's Polyphemus, which is not to say, I was gonna say it's not to say that it's worse than Polyphemus, but let's be honest, I would rather have Polyphemus than piercing shots 100% of the time. That being said, it allows you to create some interesting tier effects that are not just like, hey, this thing does a whole lot of damage and passes through enemies. But it does pass through enemies, as you can see. And I think the difference between piercing shots and Polyphemus is that piercing shots travels through the enemy and it doesn't leave any damage, like, it doesn't lose any damage as it passes through an enemy. Like, none of that damage is absorbed. I may be incorrect about that, but I think it is correct. And I'm excited about that because, again, it's a great foundation for getting some awesome tier effects that can happen later. And it's really good for some boss fights, particularly like Mom's Heart is a really good example, because you can both hurt the heart. Mom's a good example as well, actually. You can hurt the thing that you actually want to kill over the course of the fight, while also crowd controlling the enemies. So I think this is pretty good. We might as well go into our shop. We have, oh, that would be so awesome. The Nun's Habit is in there. We don't have the money necessary. I think the Nun's Habit is also half price, though, so it's possible we can get it. And we know we have unlimited keys, so why not? 10 bombs, I think I'm gonna pick up. And that might seem like I'm compromising or, you know, settling, if you will. Settling's a dirty word sometimes. But I think it's alright to settle in this case. The 10 bombs that we have, or 11 bombs that we have now, might allow us to find the secret room. It might allow us to do things like this now. This is not the greatest trade in the world. It's just a tribute. In fact, that was actually very bad. Don't do what I do. We're just gonna put one there instead. This will allow us to get 2 cents for 2 bombs, which is not a good deal, but 2 cents for 1 bomb is honestly not even that much of a good deal. But it does take us closer to 7 cents, and at 7 cents, we'll be able to pick up that Nun's Habit, so it's well worth it, I think. We're not just picking up 10 bombs. We're picking up 10 bombs with an increased chance to pick up another great item as well. And you know what? We got another bomb there. That bomb will be very useful when it comes to getting this key. So you can't really think of it as 10 bombs. You're thinking more as, you know, what do those 10 bombs turn into for me? Although it's important, you know, to also think about the opportunity cost of what could those 10 bombs become if I re-roll them. Anyway, there's no reason to get all a beautiful mind about the stuff that happens in Isaac, unless you're gonna fully commit, which obviously I am not. We're gonna go pick up that Nun's Habit now, so this is shaping up to be a pretty good first floor. Piercing shots, 10 bombs, which has allowed us the ability to get many consumables along with the Nun's Habit, maybe the most valuable spacebar item if you are also going to roll with a D6 kind of permanently, which we are, ideally anyway, unless we absolutely are railroaded into making a decision another way. This has been an exceptional XL floor. Normally XL floors I feel a little bit dubious about. I used to be very positive about them for a while, and the reason behind that was a little bit short-sighted. It was like, hey, we can finish 2 floors in only 1.5 the average amount of time. Oh, that's so awesome because we had a golden chest a spawn when we have golden key, which means that I actually got the curved horn basically for the cost of a bomb. So a temporary damage upgrade, admittedly, but a damage upgrade no less for a very cheap kind of price here. And also, it seems like there's some more rooms available, so I may actually be able to reroll both, you know, this boss room and either the next boss room or a devil room if one appears, which is pretty unlikely. So everything's coming out Millhouse so far. I'm expecting, you know, that will all come crashing down at some point, but we'll see. Very easy first boss fight, and again, piercing shots getting work done. Speed upgrade is not necessarily what we want, but I think that one of those remaining rooms might be like a curse room, and if it is, then we won't get a reroll. So I think here's the way we handle this. We go fight our second boss. Oh, this is ideal. Okay. So that's what you want to hope for right there, is Pin coming head on at you, and you just kill him super easily. So instead of re-rolling the speed upgrade, we'll re-roll Cat of Nine Tails. We'll get Squeezy. It's a Tears upgrade. That's fine. The Spirit Hearts may or may not be important. We're not going to get an arcade on the next floor anyway. Then we'll see if we get a chance to reroll the speed upgrade. Because I would like to pick up an HP upgrade, but that was what I was worried about right there, was a curse room showing up and then not being able to get enough charges remaining for the D6 to get fully replenished. And that's exactly how that shit went down, so I feel okay about not rerolling the speed upgrade. I also feel okay about taking the speed upgrade, because there's really no other option. That's an easy decision right there. Our golden chest gives us one more bomb, and we get a little bit more money out of it as well. It's not the best payout for what you would expect maybe going into that. And you know, the big caveat with this floor, the big problem, I guess, I'm not sure if I'm using the Latin there correctly, but I don't really care. You get the gist of it, basically. Language is all about communication, baby. Don't be too, you know, concerned with being super anal about it unless you're into that sort of thing. Okay, you know, there's one spirit heart down the drain. Thanks a lot, Squeezy, though, for at least allowing me to absorb those without fearing for my life. Yeah, the problem with that floor, if I could finally get to the effing point, is that, we didn't get any HP upgrades. Now, it's not the end of the world. Our damage did improve quite nicely with the Tears upgrade and Curved Horn. And, probably more importantly, we picked up the Nun's Habit, which is going to be a very useful spacebar item for us for the entirety of the game. Kind of a shitty draw here on this mob trap room, but, you know, we've committed to going for it, and we're going to go for it, and that's fine. We might get a consumable at the end. Ideally, something like a dime would be amazing, but it's pretty unlikely. Yeah, that was really bad dodging on my part, and, I'm feeling like my mechanical skill is suffering a little bit. It's letting down the other elements of the run that could possibly come up here. I really thought that the mob trap room on the catacombs is actually easier than the one that we're facing right now. But maybe that's on the caves. It's different, I think. I don't know. It's been a while. We'll pick up 1 cent. That's almost a dime if you think about it. If we move on here, we might be able to find a shop with... you know, oh, actually, this is really good. We might be able to find a shop that will actually take this amount of money and spit out an item. I don't even know what I would want at this point. I guess battery and 9-volt are the only, like, easy ones to kind of go for. That's not true. Compass and map would also be obvious pickups. Alright, so we are going to fight our boss right away. I think the reason I didn't get a deal with the devil is because I went into that second boss fight a little bit low on health. I think it was half a red heart down, so hopefully I'm going to save this pill and we'll take it after the boss fight, just in case. Because I really, ideally, would love to earn a... oh, don't dodge into that. I would love to earn a deal with the devil, especially if we get some HP to go with it. They kind of, they work well off one another. That was not what I meant to do, and I bunged it up pretty nastily already. Hopefully that doesn't make things too bad for us. That was really bad dodging on my part. I wonder if I pick up the spirit hearts, if it'll make a difference. I wonder if I use the pill. Hey, it's a health upgrade. Okay, well, I feel good about that, at least. Kind of wish I'd used that before going in, but I guess it doesn't make any difference at all. And we get an HP upgrade here. It's looking like I might have thrown my chances for a deal with the devil, but it's not that big of a deal in the whole scheme of things because we did get that free HP upgrade. And now we know HP upgrades are in the pool. It's not like that was an HP downgrade that was just feeding us a bone because we were low on health. That's a legitimate HP upgrade. That's really good news. Now, damage would be awesome. I mean, yes, blue candle's good as well, but damage would be awesome because I'm going to lose this Curved Horn at some point. I'm just going to check out our item room. It's the Rosary. I don't think the Rosary is worth it. I think it's worth a reroll instead. And you know what? Homing bombs, we can always make the decision to pick those up later. Mostly, I guess, at this point, it gives us extra bombs, which is what I'd be interested in. And that's fine. If we get all the bomb items, then we could put something quite special together, perhaps. But we have a Curse Room and a Judgment. That's probably how I'm going to spend my money, is on the Judgment, as opposed to... oh, we have another reroll available. Well, let's look for the shop first. Or, sorry, the secret room first. It creates an interesting dynamic. There's our secret room. If it's more money, it's a ton of money, actually. We now can easily reroll whatever is on the shop. It's blue candle. We can reroll it maybe into the compass or something like that. Please not, like, notched axe. Oh, it was exactly notched axe. Okay, we are going to buy another key because we have the money necessary to afford it now. And I think what I'm going to do is we're going to come down here and we are going to play Judgment with 25 cents. I think we'd be stupid not to. And then we can get as many rerolls as we want just by walking into and out of the Curse Room because we have Nun's Habit. Now, we are sacrificing health to get this done. The Stars card takes us to the item room, so we might as well save that for the next floor. Tonight, that saves us a key, basically. We would ideally love to stay over 15 cents. There's not many ways for me to get back over 15 cents if Judgment decides to take all my money. We got one more play until things become dire. And I think we just fuck the shop for now then. We just keep playing him. And we hope that Judgment pays out with something that is well worth the, as of right now, like 14 cents that I put in. He's paid out with a decent number of consumables. Finally, we get the money bag. Is it worth it? I don't know. Not really, is a good answer to that question. And I think we just take our homing bombs and we leave. So again, 2 HP upgrades, sack of pennies, and that's about it on this floor. 5 homing bombs and the ability to have homing bombs for all of our bombs from this point onwards, but that's not really that important. Still is a decent floor. The 2 HP upgrades are very nice. It'd be very nice if we could, you know, basically get rid of those at some point by picking up... That was so dumb of me. It'd be nice if we can get rid of those at some point by picking up a deal with the devil, but if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. We can make the run work regardless. This is very much like a traditional-ish pre-Wrath of the Lamb run right here. Like, piercing shots might actually be, if you go back to, like, episode 1, they might be the first item I ever picked up in the Binding of Isaac. So this is feeling a lot like, a very kind of traditional run. A classic run, if you will. Okay, so obviously, it's always very nice when you have Nun's Habit D6 and a decent amount of health to find an arcade. That makes things work very well for us. That being said, I'm gonna take this pill. Don't be telepills. Luck up, that's fine. I'm gonna go to the item room. You know what, let's open up the chest here. But then I'm gonna use the stars card to go to the item room right away. Okay, we'll see what this is. Not telepills. Bad gas, at least we know what it is, that's fine. We're gonna go to the item room because our reroll is already ready. And we're gonna reroll the unicorn horn, as much as that would be, oh, thank God we got Polyphemus. In addition to piercing shots, that's actually amazingly useful. And as long as I don't move, those silkworms don't aggro, which is very nice. Yeah, so we got both of the, like, piercing shot items, which is kind of cool. But, we could have used the unicorn horn on the blood bank, but it's hard to feel bad about a reroll when that reroll turned into one of the better items in the game. Probably one of the best items in the game, actually. And I'm not gonna go to the blood bank yet, and you might be saying, like, what's the holdup? Let's see what we've got in here. I will open this up. Alright, well, I'm not thrilled about that, but, you might be saying, what's the holdup? The holdup is, I might as well wait to play the blood bank until I need reroll charges, if I need reroll charges. But if I do, then it's best to wait, because I can get a fuck ton by playing the blood bank, and get the chance to get the HP plus speed upgrade in the form of the blood bag, just by playing. And we'll get money out of that as well. The blood bank is really like a win-win-win situation when you're in the position that I'm in right now, so far so good. So basically we're looking for either item, or, well, we've already been to the item room, we got in Polyphemus. We're looking for, essentially, a shop with an item we don't really want. Or maybe greed pays out with the Steam sale, and we decide we don't really want the Steam sale. Or, you know, there's always the chance as well that we just get the IV bag instead of the blood bag, in which case this all kind of goes to shit, but whatever. We're doing fine here, and this fight against Gertie is super easy. I don't want to, you know, sound ungrateful. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we picked up even more damage, and that damage doesn't necessarily need to be raw damage. It could come in the form of, like, a serious rate increase to our rate of fire, but whether or not that shows up, we're definitely more than capable of handling the obstacles that are coming our way for the next near future, at least. Crate's okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I think first we should reroll... I think we should reroll Guppy's tail. Yeah, that's a much better deal. So we ended up picking up Spirit of the Night. And let's start playing our blood bank now, and it's a bit contentious. In case you're just watching, and in case you're just listening and not watching, I did just pick up a 1-heart Spirit of the Night, so, you know, feel free to turn off the video. I got the Spirit of the Night and Polyphemus. A lot of people are probably not super thrilled about that, because it seems a little overpowered, but that's okay. Mom's Purse would be a great trinket for us as well, but I digress. We're gonna come back, we're gonna reroll the crate. The crate's good, I like it a lot, but I would rather have just a raw increase in our HP. And that's what we're gonna get, and meat is also... Basically, I'd be lying if I said that in the back of my mind I wasn't thinking about picking up meat. It's maybe my favorite boss room item. It's up there, depends on the situation. Especially, like, if you're Blue Baby, meat is maybe not as good as some other items like Squeezy, but I think that it's fantastic if you are playing the run that I'm playing right now, where we need a little bit of HP, and we got a little bit of damage as well, and I was just complaining about not having enough damage. I shouldn't have played the blood bank that one time, but actually it's gonna work out basically perfectly for keeping our rerolls, well, if I hadn't been hit there, it would have been perfect. Keeping our rerolls in sync with finding reroll pedestals. And I'm, you know, fully expecting that it's reasonable that we'll end up fighting greed on this room. That's not the end of the world. Ah, there's a ladder. Obviously, that's not worth too much to us. We reroll that into the 9-volt. Yeah, we still have some shops available. So, yeah, that's actually what for once, I actually said what I meant to say. There are some shops available, so we still have a very good chance to get the compass, and getting the 9-volt gives us way more rerolls. And now I'm just kind of exploring the rest of the floor before we go back to that blood bank, because I still do want to get the opportunity to get, the blood bag, if possible. Of course, why wouldn't I? It'll also give us enough money to go to the next shop, in all likelihood. Combined, at least, with the effect of the, sack of pennies. Oop, there we go. So we got one more room on this floor with 17 bombs. It would be stupid of me not to at least look for the secret room. And I should have a reroll available for that, actually, so maybe we'll try to find that straight away. And we'll just finish this off. Yeah, because of piercing shots, I could actually do that weird trick where I shot through the rock and the other turret and still managed to hit the turret that was actually vulnerable to me. One weird trick this Isaac... Ooh, gave me a dime there. One weird trick this Isaac Let's Player used. Bisnaps hate him. Can someone do up that ad and then tweet it to me? For like, this happens all the time, and I'll say things like that in videos, and then I'll start getting tweets like 8 days later, and I'll be like, what the fuck is... I didn't say that. Who said that? Anyway, I should have looked for the secret room first, because this is what I was worried about. I really don't want little Chad, almost to the point where I'm like, I should just go find a way to hurt myself. I guess I have to hurt myself twice just to get a reroll. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't even know why I'm playing these. I guess I'm playing them because I'm taking some time to think. You know what? We should go to our shop. Or sorry, we should go to our secret room. Because, well, let's play the fortune teller one last time. Because if the secret room has greed, I can justify fighting greed, taking a little bit of damage, like, overtly and obviously and deliberately on greed, and then we'll get a reroll, and I can use that on Little Chad. Because Little Chad is a garbage man, and I hate him. Nothing against, like, real garbage man. It's a noble profession. Very much something against Little Chub, who I am now borderline saddled with, unless I want to hurt myself. And I'm not sure if I feel okay with that. I think we might just take Little Chad and feel reasonably okay, knowing that we're going to get blood bags in the future. We didn't get one on this floor. We got an IV bag, but that's okay. It's not the ideal floor necessarily, but we got a lot of good stuff here. We got Polyphemus here. We got meat here. It's a good floor. We got Spirit of the Night here, and we didn't pay very much for it. So definitely things are working out very well, and we're on the depths. So the game's handing us a very easy itinerary right now, and I'm A-okay with that because there have been some real struggles lately, but this doesn't appear to be one of them yet. All right, it had to happen at some point. Good luck hasn't necessarily run out, but it's hit a bit of a difficult patch here with Greed, who will be dead pretty quickly. I'm an idiot and took a little bit of damage, but that's all right. We should re-roll it right away. Ooh, into Mom's Purse. That's so perfect. So now we can keep the Curved Horn with us. Basically, effectively, Greed just gave us a damage upgrade to the value of the Curved Horn, which is really nice. Like, really, really nice. And this is what I mean earlier. I mean, this is kind of moot now because of Polyphemus to some extent. But you remember I said, you know, piercing shots is a great base for some interesting tier effects. Notice that now I have piercing shots that I can also shoot through and over rocks as a result of spectral tier. So that's just like a very kind of obvious example of it. Piercing shots also great against zombies because they go through the front and then hit the zombie in the back, which is very nice. Ask Polyphemus if he hits it from the back. He does. Anyway. That was the lamest. That wasn't even a reference. I don't even know where I was going with that one. But that was more like a sentence that's like, check it out, I'm down with the cool kids. I'm not down with the cool kids. That's okay. I'm not down with the cool kids because I'm the coolest kid. That's what my mom told me anyway. She also said I was the most handsome kid. She's a good liar, you know. I believed that up until I was about 23. I looked in a magazine once. And also, you know, was bald. But anyway... I'm going to take my Spirit Hearts here and move on. This is a bit of a gauntlet from with respect to the amount of shots coming in. That's okay, though. We're on the depths part 1, so I don't see any reason not to fight our boss. I will backtrack through the whole level. It's super weird that we got Little Gish from our item room. And that's great. You know, Little Gish is an item that I have great respect for and is going to help us out a lot, especially when it comes to fighting those late-game bosses like Isaac and Blue Baby. It's a huge bonus for us. I don't know why I did my game show voice for that, but or game show host voice, I should say. But wow, hell of a shot from Gish there. But now Gish can give us anything, which is great from a reroll standpoint. But it's just a little unusual because little Gish showing up in an item room, it's not unheard of. It's just a little bit unusual. Probably like 8 out of 10 times that you get Gish. I'm just gonna take the coat hanger, honestly. 8 out of 10 times that you get Gish, it's gonna be from little Gish. And you know what? I will absolutely take the mark here for a little bit of extra damage. I'm getting a little bit greedy with respect to our attributes. Yes, you know, if I had picked up Guppy's tail, there probably would have been a chance for me to become Guppy, because there's Guppy's head right there. But it's a little ballsy, and I've become Guppy a lot lately, and it always creates like a weird dynamic where I'm never sure if I have any realistic chance of victory. So, might as well finish off the rest of the floor. There's a chance, you know, we know that there's a lot of good pills in our rotation here. So, by not going to any other rooms, that's just a little bit stupid and lazy of me. And I've been stupid and lazy in these videos historically, and that's okay, but I'd like to, you know, aim a little bit higher than that. We got a key here, just randomly, which is really nice. We're gonna get a ton of money. That's useful for the next floor, I guess. If you're wondering why I didn't pick up the Steam sale, that's just like, in general, this late in the game, it doesn't save you as much money as you lose by... Well, if you buy it, then, you know, it becomes like an economic thing where you lose more money. But with a reroll, you know, I think a reroll is worth way more than the Steam sale. And this got us Mom's Purse, which made a big difference. Now, that's not definitive proof that it was the right decision to reroll it, because that could go very differently multiple times, or, you know, if you extrapolate and actually do, like, a huge sample size or something like that, it could go very differently. But it didn't, so I'm right. Suck on that. The blood bank is the central kind of interesting point for me on this floor now. And I'm hoping that we get enough red hearts. I mean, we do have little Chad, so I'm hoping we get enough red hearts to make it happen. We got the compass on a mob trap room. And again, think about how different this run would look right now if I was an idiot and I just went straight down to the next floor, which I did for like the first 300 episodes. I didn't even clear out the entire floor before leaving, because I was like, oh, whatever, we already got all the valuable stuff. Man, I probably did miss out on so much stuff. We'll never know, because you know, the runs are randomly generated unless you come in there with a seed. Well, they're procedurally generated. I know people get anal over that, but if you get anal over the way people call things, it's okay, man. I was there at one point in my life, you know, like I listened to a lot of you know, various sub-genre indie music, and I'm not saying that to sound like a hipster, but it's just to frame the next part of this. Oh, we might as well just attack them that way. We don't have anything that needs a reroll before I go off on this tangent and completely forget what's happening on this floor, right? Yeah. And I'd be like, you know, oh, I'm a big fan of the Shins. They're like my favorite indie rock band. Actually, the Shins are indie shoegaze pop, if you could stop getting the genre wrong, because it makes a big difference. It's all just like, whenever someone... The way I see it, at least, when someone gets mad about somebody else misclassifying someone, especially for a genre of video games or music or something like that, it's kind of like a societally acceptable way for you to be like, you don't know as much as me, and I'm part of the, like, inclusive group. You wouldn't understand. I understand that there's a Demon Judgment there. Maybe Demon Judgment is better to play than the Blood Bank at this point. We already have enough money. I'm gonna go balls deep on this Demon Judgment. Oh, he paid out. And he paid out with Brother Bobby, which is not great, but that's fine. I'm okay with it. And I didn't want to use a reroll and possibly get something worse. Like, Blood Rights or something like that. But anyway, what I'm getting at is like, and I see it all the time when people are like, well, that's not really a roguelike. And I get that you can be a little bit anal about genre monikers like that. But it's like, you can see the game for yourself. We both know what game you're talking about. We know the mechanics of the game. Being really concerned with whether or not people are putting it in the right genre just strikes me as kind of a masturbatory way of being like, check out how much insular lingo I know. It's like when you like go to a conference or something like that and you hear all these professionals talk about their industry and they're like, well, the ROI is blah, 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 then, you know, closets to wall ratio, and you're like, okay, that's cool, but, you know, it's a way for people in the know to kind of like feel more connected with one another, and it's a way to identify outsiders. Whoa, he described The Binding of Isaac as a roguelike. Doesn't he know that roguelikes are exclusively turn-based ASCII graphics games released in the late 80s? Anyway, that's my spiel on that. And, you know, don't get too mad about it. There's more important things in life, I think. Oh, Odd Mushroom. Skinny Odd Mushroom, so good for us. Lowers our damage, drastically increases our rate of fire, thereby essentially making it so, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm doing double damage, but a lot more damage if I could actually land a shot. Now, our rate of fire is still pretty low. If I could maybe trade Curved Horn for Cancer, but it's very unlikely we'll even have the opportunity to do so. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know where I'm going. We've already been to our item room. Item room gave us odd mushroom. I guess we should make our way to the shop next. By the way, just to clarify, I understand genre monikers are an important part of any culture because it helps you quickly identify mechanics that are the same across multiple, products, if that makes sense. Multiple creative works as well. So for video games, it's useful to have, like, these categorizations, like, it's a first-person shooter, so that every review of a game doesn't start out with, well, it's a little bit like Doom in that blah, blah, blah. That's a good thing. I'm just saying, when people obviously know the mechanics but slightly misname the actual, cliquey genre name that it falls into, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's more important things that warrant, time and attention than that. And that's kind of a bullshit way to write off someone's criticism as well on my own part. It's like, oh, there's kids starving somewhere, so don't worry about anything but kids starving. I'm just saying, like, seriously, like, instead of writing up an angry internet comment, maybe just, like, go buy some groceries or, like, take care of one of your errands or something like that. I think you'll find yourself leading a happier life as a result. Anyway, I'm just kind of farting around on this floor because, I find myself adrift and anchorless as I basically tapped out an item room super early, and now we're just kind of meandering until I find the shop. This was the wrong direction to go, which I probably could have told you heading into this, in all honesty, but that's all right. If we're to take stock of this run right now, we're about to get the Polaroid. That's not going to change our run too much. We have a very good setup from a damage perspective. From a health perspective, it's not fantastic. That's okay, though. We can always get a little bit more. I don't really need to take any more deals with the devil, but if a mom's knife shows up or a pact shows up, it's very likely that I would pick either of those up. From the shop, since I already have the compass, I think the map is the, kind of quintessential choice of what I would want right now. You could probably tempt me into picking up a Book of Revelations as well. I know that it's a little shitty considering that I would lose the D6 and maybe some of the entertainment value, but with the 9-volt and the Nun's Habit, I would be able to generate so many Spirit Hearts that I almost consider the D6, sorry, not the D6, but the Book of Revelations to be of a comparable value to the D6 at this point, especially given our health concerns. That's debatable. You may feel differently about that. Again, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it as usual. Bad Gas, again, is kind of shitty. The Strength card is more valuable. I can use that, to get extra plays out of the Blood Bank, either on the arcade or on the standalone one. The arcade one's going to be a higher priority just because I can gamble closer to other gambling outlets, if that makes sense. So it's easier for me. Well, we definitely don't want the Steam sale now. And I definitely don't want portable slot now. But what I will do is buy it just so I don't have to buy it again later. And we'll commit to getting an item here. And I will buy the key because, more keys is better. Definitely do not want portable slot. It could be interesting, I guess, but we don't really want it. And we'll go play this Blood Bank and get some value out of that, I suppose. I wish instead of a Blood Bank, it was a Temperance card, because then we could take that into the arcade with us and we'd get double the play, but whatever. So be it. Shit happens. And because I have the Strength card, I probably will go through a cycle if I don't get the payout really quickly. Actually, no, I won't. And I won't use the Strength card right away because we're trying to get as many rerolls as possible. So rather than just go ham on this Blood Bank, I think it's best to, get one charge, take your money, and then leave and go work it down back here. So I apologize if this is the kind of thing that annoys you, but I think it's a smart idea. We're not really looking for that many items from the shop. Book of Revelations would be interesting. Battery we would take. And we'll hope for maybe a better spacebar item as we get closer to the chest, where the D6 is not going to be very useful. The D6, I should clarify, very useful at the start of the chest, but obviously on the final boss fight, not really that exciting. There we go. That solves one problem for us. So we have less to worry about from a reroll standpoint now. We can also see where our secret room is, and we have more than enough bombs necessary to sort this out. Inside of our secret room, we have a fortune teller. I'm just going to bomb our way out of here to save me a slight amount of time. Very, very slight, but this is, bomb affluence. We can afford to do that. So, now we can go ham, as I previously stated, or alluded to, on this Blood Bank up here. And what we'll do is pop the Strength card, and then we'll get ready to gamble on these other outlets here. And the reason we're going to do that is so I can get more red hearts, and it makes it easier to play with the Strength card, I think, as we have a higher capacity for playing in one room here, if that makes sense. Really want to get the HP plus speed upgrade here. The HP upgrade is more important. The speed upgrade is basically worthless, but also this would give me enough HP to play the bejesus out of the other Blood Bank if I could actually get this one to pay out. And there is a second Blood Bank on this floor. Since the IV bag has already showed up, we know that, oh, Crystal Ball. Interesting. Spirit Heart, probably. Oh, Tarot card. Tarot card is High Priestess. That's pretty good, actually. And I guess I will re-roll the crystal ball. Oh, we're gonna get so much play out of that. Okay, so we're gonna get like another re-roll in here, which is great. And you know what? Truth be told, the fortune teller wasn't gonna pay out too much that was useful to us anyway, besides other trinkets. Big deal. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna get a lot of HP back from that 3 skull Monty. Re-roll the poop. It's chemical peel. I'm trying to think about it. All right, that's great. I'm glad we got that. Chemical peel's it's a damage upgrade. It's not a great one, but I'll take it. There you go. What's written is now done. Now we go to the other blood bank. So we got our HP upgrade. We're way faster than I want to be. Small rock would be a great pickup right now for the damage and the speed downgrade. It's okay. Just to nip this in the bud, Northernlion, why are you, wasting the plays on this blood bank right now when you could, go to the boss fight and then, whatever item you get there, you'll have multiple opportunities to reroll it as a result of what you get from that blood bank in terms of D6 charges. Well, after you fight Mom, you do not get the opportunity to leave the room unless you have the ability to teleport. So we're basically stuck with whatever Mom gives us plus the reroll that we'll have walking in, if we do have a reroll walking in, and we should. We're basically just going to try to get this blood bank as soon as possible. And, if we can somehow snag a money equals power at some point as well, that would be amazing, but it may or may not happen. Might as well get as much red health as possible in here. Bad gas pills, way less valuable to me than the High Priestess card, which I can use to basically finish off a room or do a fuck ton of damage to a boss. Either one is very interesting to me, shall we say. It would be nice to be able to get that Mom fight done and then leave, because we could take the Polaroid to the blood bank, and in doing so, that would put us in a position where I would get, 3 or 4 extra plays due to Polaroid invincibility, but I have a pretty good feeling that we're going to be able to get the blood bag out of this one anyway. I can always go gamble on the 3 skull Monty again if I want to, but I really don't want to. Oh, I lost half of a spirit heart there, being kind of an idiot. That's okay. Still in an okay position health-wise. Oh, we have a judgment. This is actually very nice. Hopefully we can get him to pay out with some red hearts. Really, whatever consumables he wants to give me is fine, but I hope he pays out with a lot of consumables before he pays out with an item. It's a tricky one, isn't it? He paid out with the coin purse. We know that there's a health up pill in there, so I'm going to try it. First pill. Bad trip. That's a little scary. Luck up is good. And then 2 bombs or key pills. Ooh, okay. We're gonna go fight Mom now, and I'm not happy about it. I kind of bunged things up a little bit. Disregard that Facebook message. That's not your Facebook. It's not even my Facebook. It's money I can't really do too much with. I guess we're just gonna go fight Mom. And for a second I was invisible when I started that, and I was like, oh, is that what the game's gonna do now? Decent run, no health, and it's gonna decide to fuck me by making me a fucking specter. Anyway, I don't think you can use the High Priestess card here. I think it hurts you. We could still live through it, but it would be a stupid decision to pop it. Things look scarier than they are right now. That's how the blood bank often works. You gamble away a little bit of your short-term health. That lucky me. Am I invincible or something? You gamble away a little of your short-term health for some long-term prospects, if that makes sense. So there we go. We didn't get the second blood bag, but we got one of them. We got the Polaroid. We got the High Priestess card. We're moving on. Curse room is tempting, but I think we're just gonna bum rush the boss room. This is the value in having the compass plus the map. Oh, Demon Judgment. You are so tempting, but I fucked up so many of my runs by playing a Demon Judgment or a blood bank late. And we're already in a little bit of a scary position health-wise, but a very good position for everything else. So I think, gambling away a resource that I don't have very much of for a chance to get a resource that I have enough of, that was like the worst phrasing, but let me try to rephrase that more elegantly. Gambling away a resource that we don't have very much of to get a resource that we have plenty of seems like a foolish decision. If you only have one house, but you have a lot of free cash, don't bet your house on winning, $200,000 on roulette. Seems like a stupid decision. If you're hungry, but you're not very thirsty, don't bet your last food trying to win a cup of water. There we go. Let's High Priestess this Fallen here. That basically killed him instantly. And we got Guppy's Paw, which we're gonna play, but first we want... There's another Guppy's Paw in here, which freaks me out a little bit. We're not gonna reroll Guppy's Paw. We're gonna use it. First I wanted to do that, and I think that was a good decision. Because we get the extra damage now as a result of that. And we got some Spirit Hearts out of it. And then we're just gonna go hard as hell on Spirit Hearts here. And that's nice. So now we find ourselves in a position where I have a ton of Spirit Hearts and more damage, and we're good. Okay. I realized I just went on that whole spiel and was like, don't give away a resource you have little of to get something you have a lot of, and then traded some health for damage. But the only reason I did that is because situationally, you know, Guppy's Paw appeared, and I knew that I would be able to get effectively more health and more damage than I had going in by investing in that. So I think it was a smart decision on my part. You know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying every decision I make, at the moment, I think it's smart. At the moment I make it. And, you know, many times, mere moments later, I don't think it's smart anymore. But this is an exception. I think we're in a very good position. Permanent Polaroid invincibility is going to be very nice for us. This is like the ideal room for our item configuration. And even if we end up losing this run, which is still, you know, beyond a theoretical possibility, I had fun on this run. We still have the same major concerns that we had, you know, a couple of floors ago. Our health's not great. And even more so now, we have no way to replenish it reliably, at least conceivably. But I should be A-okay because my damage is good enough. And Permanent Polaroid invincibility basically, like, in some ways multiplies our health by a factor of maybe like 1.4 or something like that. Wheel of Fortune card is very nice to take down to the, take it down to the chest and get another reroll pedestal or another item of value just by blowing it up. And it's very nice, especially if you have a d6 and maybe instead of rerolling 4 items at a time, now you're rerolling 5 items at a time. That really increases the rate at which you would expect to find good items. Trying to think of, like, yeah, I guess we'll just shove him through those rocks there. Nature be damned. And if we can get these guys in line with one another, that would be great. Oh, we actually found a Spirit Heart in a secret tinted rock. Totally accidentally. That's nice. Compensates for the really dumb damage I took on the last floor. You're gonna be dead. Homing bombs have made this very easy. We're not gonna get a deal with the devil here, so we might as well reroll Mr. Boom. Fucking holy water, man. We'll see if we take damage against Mom's Heart. That would give us another reroll that I could use to reroll holy water. But if we don't get a chance to reroll holy water, you know, life goes on. Homing bombs are actually really nice. I was gonna say homing bombs are really nice because otherwise our shots would really push those bombs far away. But our shots still push those bombs far away. But it doesn't really matter because we do so much damage. We still basically handle our own crowd control. What I should do is just wait until it's impossible to push them away and then shoot, and that'll be best from a damage standpoint, I think. This is Duke of Flies, typically, yes. And we're gonna be done with this fight before we even know what's happening, basically. I think Laser Bullet Flies may spawn. Or they... Oh, okay, just in time. Don't go into the light by accident. Oh, I can't even reroll it anyway. So you know what? We will go into the light. Not by accident, though, on purpose. This is an easy get for us if we just come up through here. The Ankh is probably something I'll look to reroll. And I think we can reroll it. If we just... Whoop, be cool. Having taken some damage in here, I feel okay just kind of standing in the middle of things. Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for. You should be dead on the next shot or two. Just play it smart. And now that we have a reroll, I'll come back in here and reroll the Ankh. I don't even know what I'm looking for, but we'll see. Bob's Rotten Head was not what I was looking for. The Ankh is better than that. And in fact, the Ankh is actually an okay pickup. I feel a little bit stupid for not taking it because it's basically like a less good one-up at this point because we're rolling entirely on Spirit Hearts. The Ankh's kind of shitty in the early game, sort of. Sometimes it saved my run. Oh, fuck. Don't lose health now. This is a bad time to be doing that. Yeah, it's sometimes kind of shitty in the early game, but in the late game, the Ankh can be very, very valuable. It's alright, we're on 8 health. Now, I'm expecting Polaroid invincibility to be very important on this fight, to put it politely, because I do not have any means of which to avoid taking damage beyond my own wits, and our rate of fire is such that I'm a little frightened. I think we may end up actually losing. I don't think we'll lose on Isaac. I really need Little Gish to hit all the time. I need this guy constantly slowed. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll lose on Isaac, so to some extent we still have an out, and that is the items on the chest. Whether or not those items end up... Oh my god, those tears. Whether or not those items end up being good enough is still something that's obviously very much still up in the air. But for now, we're in an absolutely 100% fine position. If you just hold it down and kind of keep it going here. Oh, that was very close. That was much closer. I think we're going to leave with about 4 Spirit Hearts, maybe 3 if I get unlucky. Oh, that should have been 3. There we go. That's the shot I want right there. Like, multiple angel fetuses at the same time. But I'm down to 3. We may actually leave with 2 Spirit Hearts, which would be really disappointing. We need some way to replenish our Spirit Hearts moving forward, or a crazy good spacebar item. Celtic Cross is not it. Abel's not it. Speed is not it, and bombs are not it. What about you, Slot Machine? Are you gonna forsake me as well? D20, interesting. We're gonna reroll all of them. Yeah, here we go. So we got Sacrificial Dagger, Demon Baby, Book of Shadows, Poison Touch. I think it's okay to take 3 of these, honestly. And, you know, to be fair, Book of Shadows might actually be better than the D6. Let's do it. We have to make a long trip. A very, very long trip in order to get where we need to go. So we're going to get many charges here. Hopefully we'll get some opportunities to get some rerolls. Why Book of Shadows? Because once every few rooms, I will get an extended period of invincibility. And with Poison Touch and Sacrificial Dagger and the damage from my tears, that's a huge bonus. I really thought that Loki was dead. Fuck. So basically, like, if we were a character in a MOBA right now, our defining characteristic would be invincibility. If we get 2 more Spirit Hearts somehow, that would put me in a position, and this is why I wish I took the Ankh right now, and I feel like a big dumbass for not doing it. It would put me in a position where I think I could win. I think if I took 4 Spirit Hearts into that Blue Baby fight, I could win. Transcendence is so goddamn useless now. 2 Spirit Hearts is going to be a tall fucking order. Now, that doesn't mean it's out of the realm of possibility. Very much the opposite. But I just don't know. I just don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try. I do think the Book of Shadows is a bold decision here. Is it the right decision? It could be. I could have just made some terrible dodges that fucked me out of the win. But certainly, you don't want to be taking the D6 into the Isaac fight if you can avoid it. And, you know, if you have any reason to be worried about taking it in, if that makes sense. If you're worried about taking the D6 into the Isaac fight, you're strong enough that you should be worried about taking the D6 into the Isaac or Blue Baby fight. So these guys are out of sync now, and I feel real bad about that. It's okay. Just get back in sync. No, just get back in sync. JC Shazay, are you listening? Probably not. Maybe. All right, here we go. It's stupid to not use invincibility right off the bat, but I do think the math doesn't work out in our favor. If I get hit twice, I would get another invincibility, but I think if I get hit twice, then I'll be dead. So that's, yeah, there goes our invincibility. One more hit will kill me, but we are going to get him down to the 3rd phase, it looks like. Very close. If I had 1 more Spirit Heart, we would have done that. But it was a fun run regardless. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to show your support by clicking the like button. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more Isaac. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.